Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So right now we are in a series. This is my mini college series. I've done videos like just a generic college Q&A. I did this video right here. I was going to be a part of this mini series where I tell you guys what I wish I would have known before college, what they don't tell you about after college, and then also what to bring, like dorm essentials. So I'm covering you whether you just graduated. We have the loudest weed whacker in the world. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it. If you guys want to hear anything else, if you guys want me to do any other college related videos, drop it down below. I would love to make a video about it. Also, fun fact, right now when you guys are watching this, I am in Pennsylvania, which I'm super excited. I was thinking of going home at the beginning of March, and then all of this quarantine stuff happened, and I'm so happy to be home. So if you guys want to know what I'm doing or what I'm up to, head over to my Instagram, which by the way, I am doing one exclusive IGTV every single week now. I'm actually right now I'm doing more than one a week, but I'm not making that promise. I'm just doing it because I kind of want my whole feed to just be all IGTVs. Like I want it to be basically you get videos over here on YouTube, but you can also go over to my Instagram and it's just like basically shorter versions of my YouTube videos. So I am like working on that and I'm so excited. So if you guys want to head over there, it is at Courtney Raine _. It's a fun time. You should join. Also, if you guys have not already, make sure to go ahead and hit the little subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and turn on that post notification bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. Okay, enough with my rambling. We are going to hop into things that I wish I would have known before college or going into my freshman year, whatever it is. So a little backstory on me if you guys haven't seen any other video. Basically, I went to a very small school called Slippery Rock University in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. It is a great school. I really loved my experience. But yeah, there's definitely things that going into it, I wish I would have known. So number one is that you don't need to know what major you are going in. I think so many people put so much pressure into like, oh my gosh, I don't know what major it is. You can switch as many times as you want. Yes, it might affect, you know, how long you are there, but it might not, you know? So for me, I went in as a management major, and then I think my sophomore year, I was like, what the heck does a management major do? And I'm still kind of like that. I'm like, I don't know. And I'm super happy I didn't graduate with management just because I'm like, what do they do? Like, I don't know. And so I switched over to marketing. I love all that stuff. As you know, the year went on, well, I went through this mental breakdown, like this kind of like crisis where I was like, I don't know if I want to do communications and social media, or do I want to be a high school algebra teacher? So I went through this crisis, and I had one professor who was amazing, who really helped me through it because I didn't know. I was like, and they're two very different things. Like one is like literally social media, like one is like posting pictures and like analytics and all that stuff, and the other one was teaching kids algebra. I waited out, and I did realize if I switched over to education, by the way, to be at my school, to be a math teacher, I would have had to major in mathematics and then minor in education. And that's just not what I wanted. I wanted like a major in education and a minor in, I don't know, mathematics or algebra, whatever. And they don't do that. So it would have added a year and a half onto my time. And so I did end up switching my major, but I didn't switch it to education. I switched it to something called Integrated Marketing Communications with a specialization in social media. Essentially, this is graphic design, video editing, marketing communications, and public relations, all wrapped into one major. It is the best major in the entire world. Basically, it was like, everything that I loved was covered in this major. By the way, fun fact, marketing, it's a lot of numbers. And I know I just talked about being a high school algebra teacher. Algebra was fun. Other math, not so much. And marketing was, for me, going into the marketing major, it was so many numbers. It was so just not what I thought. Whereas integrated marketing communications was more creating posters, editing videos, you know, having that social media aspect. And yes, there's numbers and analytics and all that stuff, but it was a lot more creative and fun. So I definitely picked the right major. Even now, I kind of do have a little bit of regrets. I kind of wish I would have been a high school algebra teacher just because, I don't know, I kind of wish I would have, like I would have loved to be a teacher, especially they do get summers off, which is really awesome. But I think everything worked out for the best. If I ever want to go back to school to be a teacher, I can. Only pack the essentials. As a freshman, you're gonna do it, whether I tell you or not. You are going to overpack like crazy. So don't. Like, only bring the essentials. I made a whole video about dorm room essentials, what to bring, what not to bring. Definitely check that out if you guys have any issues or like you're questioning things. 3, what I wish people would have told me going in. Luckily people did, but I want to tell you this. Get involved. Join organizations, clubs, I don't know, sorority if that's your thing. Get involved because that is where you're gonna get your networking, that's where you're gonna meet your friends, all of that. The fourth thing that I wish someone would have told me is like, high school's in the past. Don't bring high school t-shirts, don't bring high school drama, don't bring high school trauma, whatever. Don't bring any of it. I know I brought a lot of high school trauma to college. I felt like I needed to be liked and I needed to have all these leadership roles and I needed to have everyone know me, all this stuff just because of like things that happened in high school. And I feel like it just like, it messed with my college experience. So just like high school, gone. Grades really don't matter that much. Like obviously if you have a scholarship or you need to get a certain grade, absolutely, like pay attention to your grades. I would even probably recommend, what I wish someone would have told me was focus on your grades your freshman and your sophomore year so that you can slack off your junior and your senior year. But don't do that if that's gonna affect any scholarships or anything like that. But you know, if you're just going in, and also people make it seem like your GPA is gonna haunt you forever, right? No, like I had my GPA on my resume for my first job and then I took it off. A lot of people from college might tell you that that's terrible, and someone from a job is probably gonna assume that you had a bad GPA if you don't have it on a resume. But after your first job, I don't think your college GPA really matters. Just focus on getting that first job. And you might even get that first, I mean, I got my first job, I just got hired right after my first internship. So yeah, my GPA really just didn't matter. The next thing is freshman 15 is so real. I had heard about it, but I had had such a hard time gaining weight before. Like I was always like the skinny girl. My freshman 15, it really happened. And it's like, you don't even realize it, but you cannot eat pizza, hot dogs, french fries, and pasta every single day and not expect to gain weight. Relationships. So I had it instilled in my head that in college I was going to meet my soon-to-be husband. I was gonna have a boyfriend and we were gonna get married, and I think we have it in our head, or at least for me, I had it in my head that I was gonna get into a relationship and that was gonna be the person that I fall in love with and end up together forever and live happily ever after. It doesn't always happen that way. Actually, most of the time it doesn't happen that way. So, you know, don't put a whole lot of pressure on finding a guy during college. Yeah, just focus on education, focus on your friends, and like leave the boys somewhere else. Be friends with your RAs or your CAs, whatever you call it. Sometimes they're called resident assistants, sometimes they're called community assistants. Be friends with them, because also they're kind of like your boss or your supervisor. So the friendlier you are with them, the more lenient they're gonna be, just in case anything were to happen. Or especially like if you're friends with them and like let's say you get a noise complaint, you know, the RA or the CA, they're gonna knock on your door and they're gonna say, hey, you know, hey Court, you know, someone's complaining that the music's too loud, would you mind, you know, turning it down? Rather than going to your door and being like, hey, I need to write you up. You know what I mean? So create that relationship. It'll help you down the road. Get an agenda book. It is the #1 thing. Like get an agenda, get a planner, write down everything. I would even probably recommend getting, I know like all college students are broke, but I would definitely recommend trying to customize a planner that suits like your lifestyle and everything. I think that would really help you out a lot. Oh, okay, so this right here is like top secret information that I wish someone would have told me as a freshman. But if you make friends, like as a freshman, if you make friends with a senior, they can hold classes for you when you're scheduling. You're not really supposed to, but it totally happens. Everyone does it, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend doing it if you can. So basically, as a freshman, you are the last person to schedule, so you were like the lowest person on the totem pole, and you kind of just get the scraps. So as a freshman, you can hit up one of your senior friends and say, hey, I really want to get into this intro to dance. Can you please hold this class? And so a senior who might only be taking 4 classes, but could sign up for like 6, will be like, yeah, sure, no worries. And so they sign up for the class, and then at some random point, you have to do it at the exact same time, you kind of have to be together, they'll drop the class and you'll pick it up within the same second, and now you have your class. And so they basically reserved your class. Super useful if you can find a senior that is willing to do it. Not everyone's willing to do it, but if you can find one that's willing to do it, take advantage of it. Another one is don't go into college thinking that you need to party to be cool or to have fun. You really don't. I think that's like just a stereotype that like, we need to get rid of that stereotype, because that's like not accurate at all. The last 3 are probably the most important, or like the ones that I really wish I would have known. So going in, be super careful what you post on social media, because social media is forever, and I am a social media major. Trust me, I know this stuff, especially like when it comes to jobs. They look you up, they Google you, they look up your name, they go through, like, I mean, I've been a part of the hiring process for one of my jobs. We worked in like a really small team, and so we all got to be a part of who would join our team. And so we were looking for a new person. I mean, we cyber stalked these people. And I mean, we would go through their mom's stuff, like, if it's online, we will find it, and it could severely hurt your chances of getting a job. So just be careful. Like, I'm not saying like everything has to be like prim and proper, like you can post funny things or whatever, but like inappropriate stuff is like a whole nother issue. Like, try to not post a whole lot of pictures of you drinking. Like, try not to post pictures of you in super scandalous clothing. Yeah, like if you're posting like all these like super revealing bikini pictures and very like inappropriate poses and stuff, yeah, like it might hurt your chances of getting an accounting job. Like, so just kind of keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to be friends with your professors. That was a big one that I didn't even really learn until I think like my junior year, when I started to become friends with my professors. Like, we would go out to lunch together, and I know it sounds weird and it almost sounds like it's inappropriate and you shouldn't be going and having lunch with your professors, but I mean, it's really not that weird. Like, you're in college now, like you are both adults, and you know, obviously like you have to keep like a level of professionalism, but they're allowed to be your friends. Like, obviously you shouldn't be texting them 24/7, and they shouldn't be going out and partying with you, but you're allowed to stop by their office hours, see how they're doing, ask them about their kids, about their family. Like, you're allowed to have like a friendship with your professors. Like, I still keep in contact with my professors. Well, two of them. They're like my favorite ones, and they were so nice, and they really helped me through some really difficult times that I went through in college. You're gonna come out of college being a whole new person, and I didn't go into college thinking that, and I kind of wish, I don't know, maybe it was just something you need to learn on your own, but you will come out of college in those 4 years a completely different person. You're gonna be mature, you're gonna like, I don't know, you're gonna be smarter, you're gonna be wiser, you're just gonna have all of these memories and all of these adventures, and it's just gonna be a whole nother ball game. Like, I literally am telling you, like, I was a completely different person from when I started college to when I ended college, and it's crazy to look back on like where I was freshman year. So just keep that in the back of your head. Those are a few things. I have no idea. I think we might have hit like 20 of those. Actually, I forgot one. Another one was you will get sick a lot. I mentioned that in some of my other videos. You will. You have to think about how many things you're touching and how many times, like I used an example in one of my other videos, is you have to think like you're going to the library, you're touching doorknobs, you're sitting at the desk, like especially with this whole like coronavirus stuff that's going on right now. It's like, it's making me realize why I was sick all the time. So bring medicine, bring cleaning supplies, all of that. Like, because you think about it, you go to the library, you're touching all this stuff, and then you go to the cafeteria and you buy a bagel and then you just eat it. You don't even think to use hand sanitizer, you don't even think to go wash your hands, you know, then you get sick a week later and you couldn't figure out why you're sick. So just a little note there. Anywho, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and hit this little subscribe button. I'm gonna have my college playlist over here along with my most recent over here. I love you guys. If I missed anything, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all soon. Bye.